We're watching radar for the potential of strong storms this evening. We could get a break on Wednesday or Friday, but heat and humidity is going to climb this week as storm chances slowly dwindle, notably on Wednesday and Friday. So we will keep you posted. Tonight, so far, we are without severe thunderstorm warnings. There are some radar indicated storm cells with some hail in them, but so far no large hail reported. Latest forecast that I wrote, the PM update at CWG.news/latest. Anytime you need us, we're at capitalweathergang.com. Here's your forecast for the week. Again, Wednesday and Friday might be our driest days. It's hard to completely promise that we are shower storm free until perhaps Friday behind a cold front. But as you can see, it gets hot. And I'll talk to you about the humidity being very noticeable this week as well. Dew points are going to be up there for the most part. Good evening, David. Hello, Peter. Thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. And tomorrow, here it is, yet another severe storm chance threat. Don't get weather fatigue with us. Stay weather aware, stay vigilant, although you don't need to be hyper vigilant or anxious about this. But it's just a constant slight threat of storms that we're facing this week. And we have one more day tomorrow. Hopefully we can take a break for a moment after tomorrow, but look at this graphic right here, 5% shading in the green of some damaging wind gusts at or above 57, 58 miles per hour tomorrow as well. That's the main threat, but we can't rule out excessive rainfall, but at least here in the moment, let's take a break for Tuesday. We have no severe storms really expected at this time, not a high probability of those at this time. So that's some good news. We might be back to summertime, everyday garden variety thunderstorms on Tuesday. Greg, I love the snowflake, thinking about cooler temperatures and snow. Paul, good evening. Clarissa, hello. Greg, no, I'm sorry, there is no snow in the forecast, but I love that. David, yes, a heat wave seems to be heading our way. And Kristen, happy Sunday to you as well. And Paula, let's have some more rain to keep those tomatoes watered. I will do my best, but it is going to be hit and miss in nature. First, here are temperatures for dew point temperatures. This week, generally at or above 70 degrees. I'm happy to report that I don't see many readings above 75 degrees before the cold front so far wants to come through to Thursday afternoon into Thursday evening. But these purples on this animation are going to be uncomfortable at or above 70 degrees for the most part this week. So prepare to sweat, prepare for that July midsummer steaminess that we've been a little bit lucky to avoid for the most part. And heat index values at or above 95 degrees to start off, maybe near 100 degrees even tomorrow with this heat index map. And remember, heat index is when you combine the air temperature on the thermometer with the humidity as we measure by dew point levels. And then again, Tuesday should be about the same, kind of mid-90s to around 100 degrees, so not too bad in the heat index department. But I wanted to flag Wednesday. That's when we could see some heat index values at or above 100 degrees. Can't even rule out 105 degrees, perhaps down near Richmond. Thursday looks pretty bad as well. Look at those 103, 104 down near Richmond, 100 degrees for Baltimore and DC. These might not even be the maximum heat index readings we see on Thursday. So luckily the cold front is coming through and we do get some relief Thursday night into Friday, and perhaps even the weekend we can keep some dew points under control as well. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm Cam DeWalk for CapitalWeatherGang.com's weekly Sunday Sunset Chats. I love hearing from you on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook, all three. And of course, we're getting early and earlier in our sunset, but luckily slowly in a manner now. Still about after 8:30, but we're back down to 8:32 p.m. and still over 14 and a half hours of daylight, down from 14 hours and about 54 minutes. For Washington, D.C. at the summer solstice. David says, muggy, gross humidity. Yes, indeed. Ferdy, thanks so much for tuning in and the kind words. And we've got Thomas, humidity is the worst part of summer, bring on the fall. And Greg, no early thoughts yet on the winter, but we'll keep you posted. La Nina has been persistent. Lewis, outdoor work has to be finished by Friday, and you always wonder why you have bad luck. I'm sorry, Lewis. And Lisa, hoping Saturday won't be gross. I will give you a sneak preview of Saturday. It could be hot, but not too horrible in the humidity department. So with some low to medium confidence, I can show you the sneak preview of Saturday, low to mid 90s, but dew points should be in the 60s. So it won't be awful, and heat index values could be awfully close to these temperatures pictured here for Saturday, Lisa. So I hope that helps. Really not looking forward to this week's heat. Charlene, me either. And Elizabeth, why all the thunderstorms? We have upper and mid to upper level energy combining with a stalled out front in our region, and that's why we have these excessive rainfall chances and these repeat rain chances that are bringing some patchy flooding to our region. Here we have in the green 5 to 10% chance of excessive rainfall tonight with some of these thunderstorms, and then again tomorrow a 5 to 10% chance that we see flooding downpours leading to excessive rainfall in some spots. But again, it's hit or miss in nature. Generally only a 1 out of 5 chance that we see a severe storm erupt in the region tomorrow. But if you are unlucky, more than one thunderstorm could train itself over your location, and that's how you end up with more than what we're expecting from average rainfall over the next 7 days. A quarter inch to maybe 3/4 of an inch outside of the heavy downpours in these thunderstorms. And here it is, the flood risk over the last 7 days. What percent of normal rainfall have we seen? Well, in the purples and the blues south of town, and even over near Ellicott City, just northeast of town, we have seen plenty of rain, well above 100% of the rain we might expect over the last 7 days, where the soils are ready to perhaps accept in a little bit more easy manner some of the downpours are in the reds and oranges, where we have much below average precipitation over the last 7 days. So this is just a snapshot, a short-term picture of flood risk, if you will, where soils are the driest. They can handle downpours the best if you are in the red or the orange areas, kind of northwest of town and well southwest of town. So keep that in mind. And then precipitation-wise, looking ahead into next week, we could be a moderate probability, a moderate chance of being above average in precipitation next week as well. So Beth, excessive is 1 to 4 inches of rain in these thunderstorms. That's what we're worried about. It could be with the precipitable water of the available water that could be rained out in this sort of scenario, in this type of atmosphere where we have a stationary front nearby. We've got upper level energy moving through over the next 24, 36 hours. It can wring it out like a wet sponge in a washcloth. All the available moisture just comes straight on down in the thunderstorm, and we can see a quick inch, if not 4 inches of rain, especially with repeating thunderstorms possible in some of our locations. Can't, I wish, predict with pinpoint accuracy where the issues might be, but that's why we're talking about the risk that exists before the threat of heavy rainfall, whereas the reds and oranges here have a lower flood risk ahead of the threat of heavy rainfall because the soils are drier over the last 7 days, but the risk of flooding is higher in the purples and the blues over the last 7 days, which have seen well above 100% of what might be normally seen in 1 week's time frame. So I hope that helps. I hope you can kind of see generally your county, your neighborhood, and what might be problematic should we see excessive rainfall tonight. 5 to 10% chance, so not a huge chance, but also 5 to 10% chance for tomorrow afternoon and evening as well. Monday afternoon and evening as well, 5 to 10% chance of excessive rainfall. 1, 2, or more inches of rain in an hour or sometimes less is possible. So just want to highlight that. Not a high chance, but the threat is there, and we don't normally talk about threats of excessive rainfall in the region. But our general water table conditions, we're doing okay. And look at that, we're a bright spot, literally and figuratively, in the white areas. Most of us in the mid-Atlantic doing just okay, A-okay in the drought department. But look out to Texas and the Intermountain West and California. Much of west of the Mississippi is not doing as well as we are on the East Coast. So while we do have these patchy flood threats with this type of setup in the atmosphere, at least I can spin positive that in the drought department we are doing okay. And temperatures looking ahead over next work week have a moderate probability of being above average next week as well. So we do have excessive heat that could start this weekend into next week. It's only a slight chance where we are in the nation, so keep that in mind. Mid-Atlantic and the Northeast only have a slight chance of excessive heat, where we really are going to feel our bodies in heat stress mode with heat index values potentially in the Mid-Atlantic over 100 degrees. But it remains to be seen. This is still a low confidence forecast when looking this far out. And weather adjacent news, we are at 12 days of 90 degrees or hotter in the DC area, still running below average, and pollen sufferers doing generally okay, but with all the rain around recently, mold and mildew spores are moderate, so you might be feeling those as well. All right, Rebecca's harvesting the last of her salad greens. Oh, strawberries are still giving you some fruit. That's great. So I hope your harvest goes well ahead of any downpours that are coming up. Lisa recently moved to New Carrollton, And the storms are really getting to you, and hot and wet, says Evan. And Amy, let me know if I can blow up any of the maps for you. I can also make them available later, and you can pause me as well and zoom in. Sorry, sometimes I do try and stuff in a lot of information on one screen. Hello, Gary in Maine. Send the rain to Maine, 5 inches below normal. I am sorry to hear that. Indeed, the drought map was not looking as favorable for folks further up into New England. As you're exactly right there, Gary. Rebecca, gardeners are setting out buckets and mulching to prevent soil erosion. I love that. And Amy, let me know if I can post these for you afterwards if there's anything specific. And definitely the dog days of summer, Lisa, I agree with you. Aaron, indeed, heat index values this week, possibly over 100 degrees. Now we kind of ease in a little bit to it tomorrow. Heat index values mid to upper 90s, maybe near 100 degrees in a few spots. Tuesday, kind of the same, but it's Wednesday and Thursday I want to highlight. We could see heat index values around or not, if not over 100 degrees, especially down near Richmond on Wednesday. And then Thursday is the day I'm highlighting as potentially the hottest and steamiest, with heat index values around 105 possible for much of the region. Here's just a snapshot. I think this is, 2 p.m. snapshot on Thursday afternoon. A lot of the I-95 corridor is baking, and you can see some of those grays that we don't want to see in the tidal water of Virginia, which could be heat index values at or above 105 degrees. So we will need to consider taking it easy later this week. Here it is. I'm coming to you live, Camden Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Make sure you're following us on all 3 of our social media sites. Here it is, the sunset tonight, 8:32 p.m., which is why that's the time I started for our weekly Sunday sunset chat. We'll be a little bit earlier next week as sunsets get earlier and earlier. Daylight is getting shorter and shorter, but so far decently slowly at a rate, falling below where we were from the summer solstice, which was 14 hours and 54 minutes, but not too bad just yet. I don't think we're going to notice it until maybe August or so, but I will take slightly shorter daylight with that hot sun combining with some of these hot heat indexes coming up, heat index values. I'm okay with slightly shorter days just to reduce that hot sun just a little bit. Aaron, I'm sorry that you're feeling the mold allergies lately. Let me put that back up. That indeed, some of our weather adjacent news here of 12 days at or above 90 degrees, and then mold and mildew is moderate lately. So Aaron, I'm sorry you're feeling those allergies. Peak of hurricane season, Lewis, is around September 10th. Charlene, you're hiking on Wednesday, and I love how you're thinking. Pack lots of water, maybe some electrolytes if you can replenish those on a really strenuous hike as well. And Aaron, Northern Virginia, hopefully it won't be too bad. There is a threat, though, in much of the region for excessive rainfall tonight, 5 to 10% chance here on this map. And then we still need to stay a little vigilant tomorrow as well for another 5 to 10% chance of excessive rainfall. And on top of that, for tomorrow, I want to highlight again the 5% chance or so of maybe some damaging wind gusts with thunderstorms tomorrow as well. And we can't completely rule out a strong storm tonight, but so far, radar is somewhat behaving around the Beltway. And you can see that might close in on us a little bit this evening. Remains to be seen, but just stay a little bit weather aware. Watch radar with us. We're always with you on the blog at CapitalWeatherGang.com. Here's my latest PM update at CWG.news/latest, where I talk about the storm threat over the next couple of days, and also hoping that we are not suffering, any of us, from weather fatigue with kind of these constant, albeit slight, threats of severe storms. Over the last several days, we're kind of stringing it together. It's been a decent little streak of slight severe storm chances, so I hope you are keeping an eye out on radar, keeping an ear out for thunder. Remember, when thunder roars, head indoors. And if you encounter water-covered roadway, remember, turn around and don't drown. Never go forward through floodwaters, please. So remember that as well. Gary, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. And Kara, indeed, 105 heat index values are possible later this week. Perhaps on Thursday is the hottest and steamiest day of the week here in the I-95 corridor pictured here. And we've got Misha. Indeed, it hasn't been quite so awful yet, so want to highlight Thursday. But are we that surprised? Are we that surprised in mid-July it feels like this? I think I'm with you. I agree with you. So for August, Misha might be above average with temperatures. I'm not sure where dew points might stand at that point, but I expect a few more dog days of summer through August as well, similar to this pictured here on Thursday with heat index values near 105, potentially our hottest and steamiest day of the week. Kristen plans to stay inside on Thursday. Aaron, thanks for tuning in. I'm glad you agree with everything. And Paul, you're dreading this time of year, bring on autumn. And Laurie, how much rain have we gotten since May? I don't have that for you, but I do have the last 7 days. Some spots have indeed been wetter than usual. And here's my short-term outlook, since we do have the kind of short-term flooding downpour threats over the next couple nights. In the reds and oranges are drier soils, where almost far below average rain has been felt over the last 7 days, so soils can absorb the downpours more easily than places in the purples and the pinks and the darker blues, where well over 100% of rain has been received over what might be expected in a 1 week period over this past week. So soils well northwest of town in the reds, well southwest of town in the reds. Downpours fall there, they will be absorbed much more readily than folks in the kind of central Virginia in the purples and the blues there. And over near Ellicott City, just south of Baltimore, it looks like we have another patch there of well over 100% of rain has been received, maybe 300, 400 times, 3 or 4 times what might be expected in the last week. So soils there cannot handle downpours. They'll be immediately running off and creating flooding conditions pretty quickly if there's a quick ½ inch to an inch of rain or more. Again, we're talking, when I'm talking about excessive rainfall tonight here in the 5 to 10% chance, that means 1, 2, if not 4 inches of rain are possible overnight. And thunderstorms tomorrow could also repeat their training and tracking over the same area, more than one storm at a time within a short period of time. That's why excessive rainfall is possible tomorrow as well, at 5 to 10% chance, along with tomorrow's threat of damaging wind gusts, here pictured in the darker green. About a 5% chance or so, 5-10% chance of some damaging wind gusts tomorrow as well. So keep that in mind, and I offer you relief on Tuesday with garden variety storms, here pictured. The Storm Prediction Center so far not finding a reason that we will have any strong severe storms on Tuesday. And we should be able to take a break on Wednesday as well. Latest forecast, my PM update is at CWG.news/latest. And we're watching radar tonight as well. So far, no warnings have come across the wire just yet, but we will keep you posted at capitalweathergang.com and on Twitter, Facebook, and all of our social media channels tonight. Make sure you're following us on all 3 of our channels and Instagram as well, but I'm simulcasting to you live on these 3 tonight. So thanks for tuning in. I'm Camden Walker for our weekly Sunday Sunset Chats, and I start at 8:32 p.m. tonight, right on sunset, and we'll be getting earlier and earlier as the summer goes on. So David, so far, no severe thunderstorm watch has been issued for tonight or tomorrow night, and no flood watch issued just yet either. We do have reason to believe Thursday also could have some strong to severe storms, so we'll keep you posted there as well. That's kind of the next chance as a cold front moves through, where we have an impetus with instability and lift coming into the region all at the same time as some awesome moisture and humidity that we will feel on Thursday as well. Could be a juicy atmosphere ripe for the pickings of some storms to erupt, maybe turning strong to severe as well on Thursday. Aaron says bring on winter. And Scott asks about the temps cooling off on Thursday night into Friday. They will cool off just a little bit. I can offer you a kind of saving grace with drier air rather than promising you cooler temperatures. Dry near Martinsburg, Kenny, thanks for the report. And Gary, good night. See you next week. That's so kind of you. And all right, we've got Aaron. You're most welcome for these weekly updates as well. Before I'm off the air in a minute and a half, here's your weekly forecast. Let me know if you have any questions. Wednesday and Friday may provide the driest days, so that gives us some respite. And at least tomorrow so far is the last day that we have a decent chance of strong to severe storms, with a 5 to 10% chance of damaging wind gusts tomorrow, which means over 58 miles per hour or so. Tuesday could just be garden everyday variety storms here in the light green. And humidity this week will be part of the story. Nothing too sultry, oppressive, and unbearable. I had a hard time finding readings of dew points 75 degrees or higher, but in the purple, it is going to be uncomfortable for most of this week until we get a cold front through here on Thursday, though that could spawn some strong severe storms on Thursday. We'll keep you posted on that. It's too low confidence this far out, but it is going to be uncomfortable this week with dew points starting out tomorrow and Tuesday kind of in the mid-90s to near 100. Wednesday, we kind of ramp up the next notch to right around 100 degrees, if not a couple spots near 105. And then too many spots. Let me make sure I put the right map up. Here it is for Thursday, potentially the hottest and steamiest day of the week, with several heat index values over 100 degrees, if not around 105, and a little bit warmer perhaps when combining the heat and the humidity in the tidewater of Virginia. So keep that in mind. All right, let's see. Excessive rainfall, just highlighting those flooding downpours possible tonight. and tomorrow as well. Adandra, so icky today indeed. I'm glad the storms held off for you. Charlene, thanks for tuning in. Kenny wants some more rain this week. Well, excessive rainfall potentially tonight and tomorrow through tomorrow night as well. And David, you're most welcome. Kristen, most welcome. And Kenny, indeed, nasty heat this week is possible. Just add in to these temperatures dew points at or above 70 degrees. It will feel muggy and humid at times. I won't say completely sultry and oppressive, but it will be steamy this week. So please keep that in mind. Our storm chances, while a little bit annoying that we have these slight, consistent threats of severe weather in recent days. One more day tomorrow just to stay weather aware and vigilant of flooding downpours and damaging wind gusts, but we should get a slight break on Tuesday with garden variety storms, maybe dry on Wednesday, maybe dry on Friday. And then Thursday, bears watching as the cold front comes through. Strong to severe storms again possible. My latest forecast has all the details at CWG.news/latest. Wishing you a good week. From all of us at CapitalWeatherGang.com, I'm Cameron Walker signing off. Thanks, Lori. Thanks, Kenny. You take care and have a safe week and stay cool. Drink that water. Hydrate mindfully with some electrolytes every now and then. Don't forget the sunscreen on those dry days, Wednesday and Friday with brighter sun.